One of the most impressive things about Subnautica is definitely its biomes, the safe shallows filled with light to the jelly shroom cave, all having their distinct features with different life forms in them. So in this video, I'm bringing some Subnautica 3 biome concepts that could be added into the game at any point. These will vary from horror to some more beautiful biomes. With the move to Unreal Engine 5 from Unity, Subnautica 3 could have way better lighting with Nanite and Lumen. I have 3 biomes lined up today, so let's get straight into it. The first biome is called the Infected Biome. As seen in Subnautica, we had the Charon virus. What if a different strand of this was spreading into a whole new ecosystem that was secluded? In this biome, we would have to go in there to progress through the game at a later stage. How would you get infected? Well, some of these creatures could have the virus, and if it attacks you enough times, they could spread it to you. This would make you have to plan more accordingly to bring the correct gear into the biome, as you could have some kind of brand new suit, kind of like the radiation suit, not to get infected by the virus. If you would go out without the suit, you would have a chance of getting infected while out of a vehicle and by other plants or creatures that are infected. The only way you could cure this is by bringing some type of medkit or medicine to counter the effects of it. Once you're affected, there is a multitude of things this could do to you. For one, it could decrease your max health, water, food, or oxygen levels by a small percentage, and after too long of being exposed to this, or it being inside your body, you would start to lose even more of these stats until you would eventually die. This would also make a great way for people to actually plan ahead on what they need to bring in that certain biome. We also have had hardcore in Subnautica, so the death part could be exclusive to the hardcore mode. But of course, this would be a high risk to go into the biome, so why not give the player some rewards for this? This could vary from food, better oxygen tank schematics, and upgrades for a vehicle or even the sea glider. As we seen in the Lost River, there was a lingering effect of mist that would surround the bottom of the cave. We could see a variant in some places with these patches at places, and you could only go in there if you have the diving gear to prevent it from affecting you 100%. Since you are already fighting off the virus strand, there would be no leviathans in here, but infected plants and smaller monsters like a variant of sea stalkers or sand sharks for Subnautica 3. Plants could also affect you by releasing some spores into the water, or thorn needle type plants like we saw in Below Zero. Now, I do not have many concept arts for this, but you could only imagine it. Now, we also have the rottenness concept, and I took a lot of inspiration from this. The rottenness is pretty self-explanatory from this picture here. The rottenness will kill the being it has infected, and then go inside its core to take over the animal and release toxic spores when it's too close of an enemy, infecting them with the rottenness. Also, in Subnautica Below Zero, we had a meter that displayed how cold you are. This was not very effective, as it never got down to 0 in any of my playthroughs, so it was completely useless. So if they do add another element like this into the game, I would like to see it in this form I mentioned beforehand for the infected biome. The Bonekeeper zone. This would be a horror zone filled with dead bones of creatures. This would be the home of a brand new Leviathan, most likely in late game events. This Leviathan would be very territorial and would attack anything almost on sight and leave only the bones of the creatures behind him. I'll flash some concept arts of what this creature could resemble. Now, how to avoid this creature would be to navigate with dimmer lights on your vehicle, and could even introduce an upgrade that could reduce sounds of your engine. This Leviathan would be able to see very well, but slightly have worse hearing. It could also attack you multiple times in a row if provoked too many times. This Leviathan would not be too big, so it could hide itself behind bones or dead prey, or lay on the ground until it sees something approaching it and surprise attack it once it got too close to it. This biome would be bigger in size and having navigation zones large enough to fit a Cyclops into it. There would be no other creatures other than coral reefs around this area and a multitude of plants. This area would be great to find some ores, glass, and a new type of vehicle in it, maybe replacing the prawn suit with something better, or a variation of the prawn suit that could potentially be better. I'm always excited to try some new vehicles, but I really don't want anything like the Citra, cause that thing kinda just sucked. Now, the last biome is actually quite simple, a bioluminescence biome. This would be a safer place to go, as we would have jellyfishes and a variety of cuter animals like the cuttlefish, for example, as well as a lot of coral reefs and just a lot of colors in general in this biome. This biome would be a place where you would get a lot of lore items to continue on in the game. Maybe ancient precursors would have built here and had a wide array of information on the coronavirus, Orpers, Leviathan class creatures, Allen, and many more things if Subnautica 3 does continue where Below Zero left off. This could also be a biome where you find new tools, as the water current could have dragged them all the way over here. We saw some steel cutting tools, repair tools, and a lot more in both Subnauticas. We could maybe see a weapon that would not kill the enemy but stun them or disorient them for a few seconds, or just some ancient technology. Something that could be very cool in this biome is previous attempts at people building here, so maybe some broken down houses made by lifeform like Allen that we could restore and make our own houses with. There could also be huge blue crystals that would be laying around everywhere, making it even more cool to go and explore. You can find some creature eggs only found in this biome exclusively. It could also be possible to get some eggs for the creatures here and hatch them to get yourself your own small little critters. We could also find some new types of food that is only found in here, and when scanned can be planted back at our base with some seeds that would give decent stats, but would have to be placed in direct sunlight for them to grow. At nighttime, all the crystals and creatures could start to glow, make it visually appealing to the eyes. At the dead center of this biome, we could see some rock formations that could have some type of core, essentially the core of the biome. In here could be some creatures that would attack you if provoked, as they're only trying to defend what's in the center. These creatures could have been made by some aliens to protect what's inside of here. The core could have a room to enter, and this could have some puzzles to solve, and in here would be some more knowledge on all of the Subnautica lore to tie in the stories all together. Now, this biome also takes some inspiration from a mod that Aki over on YouTube is making. This is called Call of the Void, and him and his team is working very hard to bring us this mod. It has a lot to offer, so I'd recommend checking his video out, or the card above. I made a video covering the basics of what you would need to know about this mod. Now, sadly, these are all the biomes I have for today, so what do you guys think about all of these that I shared today? And if you have any more ideas on new biomes or even more concept videos, share them down in the comments below, as I read every single comment. And if you did enjoy today's video, be sure to like and sub. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.